Do you ever find it difficult to get onto your boat? Well, we're going to take a look at some different methods that you can use right here. Okay, hello, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV. Today we're going to take a look at how can you get back onto your boat. Oh my goodness. So we're on a Hobie Pacific here. We are in the safety of the moorings, but I will do this without my feet on the bottom, please believe me. So I'm going in. Okay, so the first method I'm going to use will be my go-to method, which is just a side of the boat swimming pool technique. The swimming pool technique would be as if you're in a swimming pool. In fact, I'm just rewinding here back a little bit. This is if your feet are on the bottom, and the swimming pool technique would just be a jump, a little kick with the feet, turn into a seated position. Maybe you'll note the feet as jumping up and using the buoyancy aid a little bit to get a little bit of extra boost from the buoyancy in the buoyancy aid. Extra boost on the hands, little turn, and we're on the boat. Okay, next, if we were truly floating. Okay, I am now truly floating. You can tell that here's my feet, there's the evidence. So if we're truly floating, then by far the easiest way to get on at the side is by taking a trapeze, reaching up, grabbing the J and H, and then reaching up more, grabbing the handle, and then from there you can just pull up onto the side of the boat. And by the way, I haven't been down to the gym today. No, I don't work out. It's that easy. If it's easy. I know people say it's not that easy, but there we are anyway. Okay, the next one is another good possibility for getting onto the boat is if we happen to be at the back of the boat. On a lot of boats, on a lot of boats the back sits a little bit lower, and it's nice at the back because you have control over the rudders. So you can have control of the rudders here, and we're going to use a corner piece swimming pool technique here, getting both elbows on and then just the slow wiggle and on over the back of the boat, and we've got control of the rudders straight away there, which I think is quite useful as a feature. Okay, so the next one, this is where you're likely to end up if you've capsized. So if you've just pulled the boat upright, you're quite likely to end up here. What I would usually do personally is go for the leeward side of the boat because it'll be floating slightly lower. So if we assume this is the leeward side of the boat, and then we're going for another swimming pool technique, I'm actually going to use the jib sheets there, and then kicking with the feet a little bit as I pull myself up. So the feet are going to give me a little bit of thrust coming up there, and there we are, we're back on the boat. Okay, and then we'll go one more time from here, and this time we're going to leave the righting line out. So if we've just righted the capsized boat, what we can do is take the righting line, pulling it tight around the dolphin striker, and then I'm just going to tie a knot here. Not the most elegant knot in the world, that is around 2.5 inches on the bite, and then that means going back to where we were just now. To get on in this corner, we can take our foot onto that rope and then, oh my goodness, is that easy? That was easy. let's do an action replay, but this time perhaps if we film it even underwater. Okay, so I'm floating, getting the foot up there, and then there we are. That is by far the easiest way to get onto the boat if you're struggling to use other methods from the front here. Okay, so this one was actually featured in an episode of Quick Tips. Here what I've done is I've tied the downhaul through a pulley on elastic and then onto the trapeze, and then what we're going to do with this is, on a boat like this, the FX1 or a lot of F18s these days have a very slippery top, which makes them quite difficult to get onto. So from here, I'm floating, by the way, here's my feet, I can then grab the downhaul rope and pull that, and then here's the trapeze. Whoa, who saw that coming? And then we can use the double trapeze handle technique to get onto the boat from here. And there we are, back on board. Thank you very much. Okay, so there we go. One thing that I didn't mention, which is always a key concern when getting onto your catamaran, is your trapeze harness. You have to do everything you can to keep your trapeze hook away from the fiberglass deck of the boat, because putting a hole in the boat would be a really bad time. You'd be really upset if you did that to your boat. We get upset when people do it to our boats here. It still does happen, and what happens is if you are in a time of panic, perhaps, it's more likely to happen because you're thrashing around in the water trying to get onto the boat. So hopefully those techniques will help for that not to happen to you in the future. Well, thanks very much for watching. I hope this has been useful and informative and perhaps even slightly entertaining. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting the channel. It really is nice to know that you appreciate what I'm doing here. All right, so thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next one.